Well, good evening. My name is Tom Abbott, and I'm going to be your instructor for Sport Economics, SMG 401. And this is a method I'm going to use to communicate a lot with folks. The video I make on generally Sunday nights when I've had a chance to look at everything that's gone on the week before and to take a really good look at what's coming up. And if you looked at the opening announcement and the old video from back in the springtime, I think that gives you a little bit of a feel and a flavor of how we're going to do things as well and what I think the course is about. But I just wanted to reiterate it in more up-to-date terms. As you can see, I'm sitting here in a tennis shirt. I am the assistant coach for both men's and women's tennis here at Post. So I'm intimately involved in intercollegiate athletics. I was a college soccer player back in my days at Boston College 473 years ago, it seems like that. I have been involved and just deeply interested and passionate about sports for as long as I can remember. Those are the two sports I played at the highest level, tennis and soccer. An absolutely fanatical golfer. Once got pretty good and now still shows flashes of it. And as you can see from the light shining off the top of my head here, I'm a little bit beyond my playing prime and everything. Let's just say when the age starts with a 6, you got to choose a longer club, that kind of thing. But doesn't dampen my enthusiasm for sports. What you're going to see this week is just some basic things and digging back a little bit into your economics knowledge. And what I really want to emphasize too here is that this is an economics course as much as it is in sports. The business of sports, the economic of sports, the intensity of that is multiplied because it is sports. We talk about sports being a huge business. Related to some other industries, it's not. It's pretty small, but it's prominent. I've already used the word being passionate. Well, we tend to be passionate about sports, and it kind of magnifies everything. And also, it takes away one concept that I'm going to mention right up front. One of the principles of economics that's not even in the little humorous video that I'll try to explain in a couple of minutes. But one of the basic principles of economics is it's based on rational thought. Well, it should be based on rational thought, but when it comes to sport, I think we'd all admit that we at times tend to be a little less than rational. If you're a passionate fan or participant of a team or an event or something like that, we tend to get wrapped up in the game, to get wrapped up in the players, to get wrapped up in our team, and maybe we're a little less rational than we could be. I mean, I asked the question last year when the transaction was happening, is paying $2 billion to buy the LA Clippers, is that rational? Or is that something else at work there? So that's the kind of thing you're going to want to look at. And I am going to repeat over and over and over again during the course of our study and our time together. Try to look at things not like a fan, but from the business perspective, from the economic perspective. What is it all about? What does it mean? This is going to be really important to maintain that distance, because I'm going to do it too when I talk to you and talk with you. I'm going to fall into the trap of being a fan. It's fun, but it's not what we need to be doing. Okay? So that's good. I do, like I've said a dozen times in dozens of other classes, I read every post that you put in. The discussion board is where a lot of learning happens. Do I necessarily answer everyone? No. Do I comment on everybody's work every week? Yes. This is how you're going to get your feedback. We don't do a lot of exams and quizzes and stuff like that. I really don't think at the 400 level that teaches us anything. You're going to be asked to do some writing. You're going to be asked to do some thinking. You're going to do some analysis. This is what it's all about at this level. But most of all, we're going to learn from each other, and I think we're going to have fun doing it. Okay, that is about it for tonight. It's been a kind of a tough week for me personally. I've had some real tough things go on. And why am I even mentioning this? because I know how things can get in the way, right? Um, had to have the funeral of a very dear family member, and I understand when that happens, but you know what? Life goes on. So please, please plan your week, plan your time. Use this course as a release from maybe some of the more serious things, but don't not take it seriously. Understand that this is all part of our education, and we wouldn't be doing this at this level in sports if it wasn't something that we were really interested in, passionate about. So we're going to go ahead and I think have some fun together. The one thing I want to explain to you about this week, there's a link to a video when I think I called it a review of economics, and you may look at that video and say, what is this crazy old dude putting this into my course for? I don't get it at all. Or, like my kids used to say about some things I used to have some watch, this is funny, or this is serious. Take a look at it, and then later in the week I'm going to come back and say, why do you think I put that in there? All right? In the meantime, look at the material in the early chapters. Make sure you get an introduction in. I'm really fascinated, as I usually am, about meeting everybody and understanding your backgrounds and your aspirations and what you hope to get out of the course. And in that, I'll try to explain a little bit more about me and also answer that first week's discussion. I think it's pretty interesting as to what we can learn about what's going on. So participate, take advantage of the stuff we do. Don't be surprised if things keep changing on the fly, because the world of sports changes daily, and when we get an opportunity to talk about something that keeps it in the headlines and keeps it something that we're all interested in at that moment, we're going to do that. And I really look forward to working with everybody. Okay, thanks very much.